Well, the hype beasts are for everybody. Before we go, I spent a lot of money on this shit. I wish I could look up how much I spent on StockX to really give
I don't think you want
people.
to know, Brian. I don't.
Well,
I don't
it's
know
like
the
when
thing.
I looked up Legos.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard the story of when I had been into Legos for like 3 months, and then I went and put all of. This is when I wasn't making any money. I went to this site called Rebrickable, where you can put in all your sets, and then it tells you different ways to mix them up to make new things. And I did that 3 months after I started, and it said I'd spent over $4,000 on Legos, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to know anymore. Just don't even."
Yeah, the solution to that, it's the same thing with me and clothes and hockey cards too, is like, I don't tell me. I know the solution is for me to stop doing this, but I don't want to know. That's my solution to this. So then I can keep doing it.
Let me ask all of y'all this. What's the most expensive thing that you've ever bought in this realm? That you will admit in front of thousands of people.
Well, the latest thing I bought was just like babe shorts and a babe shirt, but the most expensive thing previous to this was a babe Adidas shirt that was the babe camouflage, and it had the Adidas symbol on the front. It's a fucking really cool shirt.
Yeah.
And I ordered it, and I think it was like $290. I didn't tell my wife at all. I was like, I got this shirt coming in the mail. It was expensive. And she doesn't ever want to hear. If I say something's expensive, she's like, okay, like, just don't tell me anything about how much that costs. And I paid almost $300 for it, and it got here. It was too small.
Oh, my God.
Then you learned about the Japanese sizing.
Then I wore it anyway, and my little tummy would stick out when I was wearing it. And it was just like, I ended up giving it away to a friend, and he's smaller and he wears it. But yeah, that shirt, that shirt. And I went to the babe store. I was like, can I try one of these shirts on? And she said no. And I was like, fuck, this is okay. I guess I'll buy it, but I don't know. I was like getting all nervous about it. But yeah, what'd you get, Tom? What was yours?
I think it's a toss-up between. I actually got the Livestock Arc'teryx jacket that's like khaki and navy. The place you had mentioned, Stefan.
Yeah,
I got that. I think I paid like $800 for that.
Oh yeah,
And
Arc'teryx is yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, just even the regular shit is up there. But
yeah,
I got on that shit for half a second, promptly sold it like 2 months later.
I had said a few years ago when we were touring, we were in Atlanta, and I was like, you were with us, Tom, but we were in Atlanta, and I had got in my mind that I wanted a Louis Vuitton t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have any money, like none. I'm talking like one of those times where there's like $30 in the bank. Yeah. But I'm like, how expensive could a Louis Vuitton t-shirt be? And then when I saw it, it broke my heart so much because I really wanted to own that thing. Tony, what was your?
Oh, go ahead, Tony. Yeah.
What I'll say is maybe not the most expensive, because I have like bought things like a Brooklyn Machine Works bicycle frame type thing, but the most over retail I've ever paid. I paid $750 for the De La Soul loaves in like 2010. Because that was like 2010,
and which in today's money.
At the time, I had when shoes were happening at that moment, from like 2007 to like 2009, 10. I had all the shoes. I had everything you could think of, like all the Grails. I had all those. Yeah. I had the Tiffany's. I had the Heinekens. I had some Paris. I had everything, right? I didn't have the De La Soul lows, and that was the one I wanted, and I paid way over retail for that. But I think that shoe now, I don't know, probably does pretty good now for the De La Soul lows.
Can you sell them? Do you have them still?
Oh, those are gone. I paid my rent for like a year just flipping shoes.
That's
wow. Around then.
Yeah.
And Stefan, I just got rid of all my shoes.
Stefan, before I ask you how much the thing you bought is, do you know that they have Monopoly basketball trading cards on
Yes, I do. And they're pretty popular because they're not like insanely expensive. Basketball cards are so overpriced at this point.
I know. Listening to you and talking when anytime Jesse's on the show or you're on the show, I'm like, I don't know how they got you. I don't know how they got you into basketball cards. But
Well,
Chris
I'm
is
into
into-
hockey cards now, which are still expensive,
Yeah.
but not as crazy expensive. But in terms of the most expensive like clothing thing, I don't know if this is most expensive, but I did buy a pair of there's the Adidas like 4D like future craft shoes where they have like it's like the 3D printed like kind of like crosshatch pattern at the back, and it's like very like lighter than air kind of thing. And I think when they first came out, they were like 350 or 400 like Canadian, which is 400 Canadian is like 325 US or something. But it's like, man, you spend that much on a pair of like running shoes, and like,
Yeah.
I wore them a lot, so that's and I still do wear them, but it's just like, God,
I
you
do
just feel
feel
like bad about it.
I do feel like I'm hacking the earth. All week I've been thinking like, well, I'll be in Toronto and good exchange rate. I might be able to get something. Yeah, and I know it's not going to happen because
No,
like,
Toronto's
sell
still
it.
quite an expensive city. Yeah.
But I keep thinking like, wow, it's going to be so cheap for me. So
I want you to go buy all the Big Score champagne poppy merch and just be a real big Drake guy when you come.
Oh,
in.
I can't. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the
the OVO
Drake and
owl and
OVO.
everything. Yeah.
I'm not an OVO guy, but I am still, to let everybody know, I am hovering on buy it now on the Supreme Grill. Still, I don't know.
Brian,
if
I think you
see it.
should do it. I think you
You
should
guys
do
think
it.
I
Hey,
should
wait,
do
has
it?
Tom,
How
has
big is
Tom
it?
seen it
What are
yet?
the
Tom
dimensions
hasn't
on
seen
that?
it.
What are
Yeah,
the dimensions on that? That's what I'm
Bring
curious
it up
about.
again. Let's see.
I do. I don't know where see it, Tom. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I should buy that, shouldn't I?
I want you to go buy the Supreme, like the little Coleman motorbike they came out with. Like,
I think it's tight.
yeah.
That I
Well,
want.
has anyone bought like a ridiculous Supreme item? Because I've owned a couple
Oh,
ridiculous
bruh, I've
Supreme
got-
items. I had the Supreme U-Lock back in the day.
Oh wow.
I had that, and that was like probably the most like I actually used it. And I had a box cutter. Those are the
Those
most
are
like
popular as
obscure
hell.
things.
Did anybody buy the brick, which I feel like was a troll? to
I'm
troll
so mad.
everybody?
I'm so mad that exists. But yeah, that thing's amazing.
Yeah, I just saw this cheetah that they had that came out recently, and they sold it retail for $400, and it's ugly as shit. Like it's a piece of home
Wait, a
decor
cheetah?
thing. It's like a ceramic cheetah. That's
Oh,
like
okay.
kind of big. It's hideous, and it doesn't. And people were complaining because it doesn't say Supreme on it. It
Well,
is
I think
so-
like the classic like stupid hypebeast thing to buy is the bear brick, like the
Yeah.
sort
Oh,
of
I'm
Lego
seeing
style
those.
teddy bears. Like
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like Brian, you're
Man.
getting close to getting one of those. I
Man.
think.
you never know.
Or
with
the
me.
cause, like the cause statues,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I've never bought the cause stuff. I don't even like quite know what it is, but they did a collaboration with Uniqlo, and that's kind of one of those like, well, I'm not into it if you're doing Uniqlo collabs.
No,
so
Uniqlo's tight. No, Uniqlo's tight.
it's cheap though. Like everybody would know I'm
But
wearing
it's
a $20
Japanese though,
shirt.
so it's cool.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
everybody would know I'm not wearing a $400 t-shirt if I
True,
wore
true,
Uniqlo, and that would be embarrassing. Well,